Good morning again, guys. Didn't figure I'd do a second video, but reading the comments after this morning's video, and there were a lot of questions, and a couple of them came up that were similar. Uh, Somebody up in Hamilton, Ontario had said, okay, when should I be planting stuff? And then somebody else had asked, could I do a video on when people should be planting things in different areas? Now, that would be a little insane. Okay, so if you live in this part of Washington, this is when you plant corn, beets, peas, whatever. Okay, so now if you live in Oregon, this is when you plant corn. You could say we'd have a video that'd be 87 hours long, and I'd miss a bunch of stuff. So, I wanted to share something and show you guys how this works, because it's something that I found and that I'm using. And I'll give you this, okay? I've always been the type of person who got out the graph paper and drew my map, drew my garden plans out and figured out, okay, this is where I'm going to plant my potatoes. This is where I'm going to plant my corn. This is where I'm going to plant my beans and everything like that. And it was great, okay? And it worked. All right, welcome to the 21st century here, Pinball, and let's use a little bit of technology. So, the one thing that I always had the problem with doing it on my own is I always wound up growing too many seedlings, okay, which is a waste of seed, a waste of space, in your little seed trays, and of course a waste of resources. Now I'm using more seed trays, I'm using more water, I'm using more grow lights, whatever it would be. So, being the fact that I'm certainly not going to take credit for this, I'm going to give a plug to another channel that I watch, and it's called Grow Veg, Growveg, okay? And the guy who runs it is in Great Britain, and apparently he has a deal with Farmer's Almanac. Now, I'm assuming y'all know what Farmer's Almanac is, okay? I mean, that is probably my best go-to resource for details that I want to know about anything I want to grow, okay? If I've got a question about growing fruits, growing vegetables, I want to try something new, will it work in my area, or whatever it would be, Farmer's Almanac is the first place that I go. Well, combined with Farmer's Almanac, the Grow Veg channel created a garden planner. And this thing is a really cool tool, okay? And I'll put the link for not only the Grow Veg channel, so you can go check out that, which I would highly suggest watching, because, everybody will talk about Charles Dowding or Hugh Richards or James Prigioni or, any of these other big gardening channels, which are all good. Don't get me wrong. I check them all out. But Grow Veg is very good as well, and he's the one that came up with this garden planner. So let me show you this thing here real quick. Okay. So first off, and this is my personal plan for 2022. Okay, I'm not just showing you some stock picture or whatever it is. But here is my garden plan with my 4 particular gardens. Okay, I've got 3 of them that are 18 by 24, those on the left, and then the one that's 24 by 40, and that's the one on the right. Okay. And with the plan, it allows me to draw out the pictures and then drag and drop whatever vegetable off of a menu that I want to put in whatever place. And the nice thing about this is it will tell me the correct spacing for these vegetables, and therefore, like I said before, prevent me from planting too many, because it will now tell me how many plants I need for the specific area that I want to plant in, okay? So if I want, you can use it either way. If I want to plant 20 tomato plants, the planner will tell me how much space I need to plant 20 tomato plants, or vice versa. If I've got a 16-foot by 2-foot row, it will tell me how many tomato plants I can put in that row. Okay, so that's that. But as you can see, I've got everything in here. It's all color coded, so you can do your crop rotation, keep it going year over year, so you know what to plant next to each other. It'll tell you what are good companion plants, what not to plant next to each other. So, there's a whole lot of playing around with this you can do, okay? So that's the first one. But this is the second part of the page here. I want to show you this. And again, this is just the first page, again, of my particular stuff that I'm going to grow. Okay, I think I've got 2 pages worth of it here, but don't need to see both. It's the same, same thing, just different vegetables. But after I fill in that map that I just showed you of what I wanted to plant, then the plant list next will tell me, okay, we'll skip asparagus because I just put it in there. I've already got my asparagus. I started that last year, but look at beans. I'm going to grow snap beans. It is going to go in my big garden. It is going to be an 8-foot by 24-foot area. With correct spacing, I should grow 261 beans. Then, because of course I'm putting in my zip code, it tells me when I should plant them. Beans being planted outdoors for me at the beginning of May, and I should start harvesting July, August, September, October. Okay. Now this is all customizable too. If you're doing it in a greenhouse, or you've got a cold frame or anything of the sort like that, you can change around all this. Okay. And I did specifically that for my cabbage. If you look down here, all right, and I'm growing an early round Dutch cabbage. Like I said, I've got to start it in seeds. Here it is. It's mid-January. This is my time. It'll go in the ground the beginning of April. I should be then starting my second round of seeds in mid-May, because I'm going to harvest that first round in July out of the garden. And as soon as I'm done harvesting, I still have time to plant another set of cabbage there at the beginning of August, take a new set of seedlings, put them in August, and I should harvest those in November. Now, cabbage is a cold weather crop, so hence it shouldn't be bothered, whatever, because my last frost date is around Halloween. I should be able to harvest right after a frost date or anything like that. You can adjust these around. Carrots. Now, the reason on my chart carrots are probably going to be different than most people is because my carrots are going to be a succession crop. Once my red radishes are done, I'm going to go plant carrots where my radishes were, so I can turn my garden over that way. Kind of like the same thing you see down here if you look where I've got garlic, okay? Garlic gets planted outdoors last fall. I've talked about my garlic. I'll be harvesting that, around the beginning of July, okay? Radishes grow quick. I'm going to plant daikons, the long white radishes, okay, in the spot that I've got my garlic in now, because I can plant those in July. Radish is about a 60-day crop or whatever it is, so I should be harvesting those late September, early October, and I'm good. So to answer everybody's question about when you want to plant and what you want to plant, I'd suggest using this. Now, I will tell you this. There is a free trial where you can use it for 7 days. After that, if you want to keep it long term, you have to subscribe to it, okay? I think it's $40 if you want to use it for a year, or it's $29 if you want to use it year over year. The funny part about that is you can cancel anytime. So if at the end of the first year, let's say this year you don't want to use it again, do the $29 one, cancel it, and save yourself $11, okay? But even better, like I said, with the 7-day trial, you can go in there today, figure all this out, print it, and keep the hard copy of it, or print it and keep it on your computer as a PDF or whatever it is, and you've still got it that way, okay? Whether you're going to use it for succession planning or anything of the sort like that, or you want to use it for crop rotation next year, then that's a subscription. But use the 7-day for free and figure out exactly how many plants you need to grow, what you need to grow, when you need to plant it, everything. Like I said, I just found this, but this is an extremely useful tool for me rather than going through all my notes from over different years. Some things I've gotten wrong, planted at wrong times, and again, remember, I'm still learning how to grow in Tennessee because this is only my 3rd season here going into. I've only done 2, and again, it's different than my seasons were in Vegas or my seasons when I was up in Massachusetts. So, this is helping me learn what the best times to plant things are, what I can grow here and everything. I thought I'd share this with you. Like I said, I have no affiliation with this whatsoever. You know me, I don't have any affiliations with anything. If I find something that's good, I will tell you. But if you want a real in-depth, go watch some of the videos on Grow Veg. He is obviously a little more technically inclined than I am. He will be able to show you how to click here, do this, whatever on some of it. On some of the videos he's done where he's talking about planting the garden. So thought I'd share that one. All right, guys. Now I'm getting to work. See y'all later. Pinball out.